Today I'm talking with Jessica Moss from Richmond, Virginia. Jessica, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I really enjoyed your presentation today at Devlin.
Thank you.
Let's talk about SQL Server Integration Services. You work with that product a lot, right?
Yeah, that's one of the 3 products I work with. I focus on integration, reporting, and analysis services.
Okay. What is SQL Server Integration Services?
Sure. Integration services is the part of SQL Server that allows you to manipulate data around. It combines kind of workflow with T-SQL as well as some programming to put together a package, which is the unit of work that you use to perform tasks, moving data around, executing set-based SQL. You can do things like FTPing data from one location to another, that sort of information.
Okay, well, so give me an example where that would be used.
Sure. Probably the #1 reason is data warehousing for ETL. I'll say #1.
ETL stands for?
Extraction, transformation, and loading.
Okay.
To get data from all sorts of disparate sources into your warehouse, into a format that the users can actually look at the information.
Okay, so we're extracting data from a lot of different databases, disparate data sources, putting them into this data warehouse thing, which is a single data repository that's easy for the users to read.
Yes.
What would SSIS, SQL Server Integration Services, how would that help you do that?
Sure. Integration services is what's actually going to be moving that data around. So it's connecting to those different databases, or could be something like an Excel spreadsheet or a flat file that you've extracted from a different location. Pulls all that data in, manipulates it, does data cleansing on the data.
What do you mean by data cleansing?
Actually taking data and manipulating it so that it's in one format for your warehouse. So you could do something like if you were bringing in customer information and you had addresses and you had something like 100 King Street or 100 King Avenue and you knew those were actually the same value, you could put both of those in as 100 King Street and you finally put it in your destination.
Okay. And you mentioned workflow. It'll do some sort of workflow as well?
Yeah, as well as the data portion of it, where it's moving the data around. You can actually organize, order how you want your package to happen. So if you needed to do the FTP to bring a file down first and bring it into a location here where you can access it, you could do that. And then you could also do your data flow. Then after that, you could email a user letting them know that it's been completed. And all of that workflow is set up so that they happen, all the tasks happen one after another. You can have multiple branches of your workflow, so you have multiple things happening at the same time, all in a particular order.
Maybe some conditional logic?
Yeah, absolutely.
Email only if there's a problem, for example?
Yep. You could set all sorts of conditions and constraints and decide which one should happen and when it should happen.
Okay. I'm certainly familiar with Windows Workflow Foundation, and it sounds pretty similar to that. Talk about the tooling. If I wanted to use this, what software do you have installed on my machine?
Sure. For integration services, really the program is Visual Studio, but you need to install the SQL Server client tools, which will install the different business intelligence project types within Visual Studio.
Okay, so I don't need SQL Server. I just need the SQL Server client tools.
Correct.
Not the database engine. Okay.
For the development portion of it. Yep. Now the server, of course, will need to have the full SQL Server installation.
It has to be somewhere. It has to be accessible.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
And so I'm a developer. I've installed these tools. I've installed Visual Studio, and then I fire up Visual Studio. How do I get started?
Yeah, it's a different project type. Over on the left, you're going to see
File,
business intelligence
project,
type.
Business intelligence.
Yeah, business intelligence, and it's integration services project.
Is it a drag and drop interface? Is it code that you write, or what does it look like?
You can do everything.
Yeah.
It actually starts with drag and drop, bringing over different tasks, different components. Inside of it, you'll go ahead and specify. You can specify, depending on the task or the component, SQL, or you can also do scripting. You can write VB, or as of 2008, you can also write C# inside of integration services.
Okay, that's good. I noticed you got booed when you said you were a VB developer in the last session. What's up with that?
I don't know. Apparently, nobody likes VB anymore.
I think it's okay. All right, and what if I'm a .NET developer, VB or C#, and I want to get started using this product? Where's a good place for me to start?
Oh wow, to get started, lots of information out there. I read off a bunch of blogs, but any sort of information. Jamie Thompson has a lot of great intro blogs, information out there.
Okay.
It's probably a big one. He's really the person who got started in 2005 before most people did. Of course, Books Online is a great way.
You have a blog, right?
I do. I
What
do
does
have a
it mean?
blog, jessicammoss.com.
Okay.
Has all my information with some integration services advice on there as well, so
Alright.
that'll be good.
So you mentioned 2005 is when integration services got started, but there was an integration service product built into SQL Server before that, right?
Sort of. Back in SQL Server 2000, actually in SQL Server 7, there was a product called DTS, Data Transformation Services, which was kind of the earlier version of integration services.
You said it with kind of a sneer in
I
your voice that you
know,
don't really
I
care for that
know.
product.
No, what they actually did in 2005 is killed all of the DTS code and started from the ground up, started completely over. So there are vague similarities between the two. I mean, you're still moving data, but how you work with it and how you really interact with it is a lot more advanced and I think a lot better.
Okay, so people like, I've actually worked with DTS in the past and I've been away from it for a long time. This is a lot of relearning that I have to do. It's not enough to be familiar with GTS.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
You'd have to really start from the ground up.
Fair enough.
To learn
It's
it.
been 4 years, so.
It's time to learn a
It's
new
time to learn.
product.
I'm not afraid to learn things.
Yeah.
Great. Anything else you can tell us?
No. Do I need to?
You don't need to do anything.
No.
Except for one thing.
Yes.
First of all, thank you very much. I appreciate your time. I learned a lot.
welcome.
And I want you to use the words technology and friends in a sentence.
Learning technology is all about having a good time with friends.
I like it a lot.